So we're back, a year later like clockwork with GoPro's latest and greatest, which, yet again, looks just like last year's model. Its standout spec bump this time round though is its 8x7 camera sensor, opening up new features and possibilities that may just tempt you with an upgrade. The GoPro Hero 11. There's a lot of competition chomping at GoPro's heels. First up, the new DJI Osmo Action 3 is playing the value card, undercutting the GoPro and still packing in plenty of new features, like that front touchscreen display. Then there's the Insta360 X3, a mighty 2-in-1 that's both an all-seeing 360-degree camera and an action camera. Even the modular One RS with its interchangeable lenses and that large 1-inch sensor. So the competition is pretty fierce in the action camera market. Saying that, just like the Hero 10, we receive a handy carry and storage case, held closed with a sturdy zipper, although inside the accessories are just as sparse as normal. A standard USB-C charging cable, a single curved adhesive mount along with an accompanying mounting buckle and thumb screw, and the unit's battery, the new Enduro battery that can withstand lower temperatures while thankfully being the same physical size and shape as the Hero 10 before it, meaning serial upgraders can reuse a previous stash of Hero 9 or 10 batteries. As for the camera itself though, physically it's nigh on identical to its predecessor. The only way you can really tell them apart is from the blue logo on the side. The enclosure, both front and rear screens, the lens, the button arrangements, they're all unchanged. Unlike the new DJI Osmo Action 3 though, the Hero 11 Black doesn't have a front touch display. It's just the same non-touch screen as past GoPros, so you'll be operating this with the physical buttons, a power button on the side and a record button up top, and of course the rear 2.27-inch touch screen. Otherwise we have the one sliding door on the side that houses the new Enduro battery, which seems to be the standard now with its hardened lower temperature abilities. And of course we have room for a micro SD card, up to 1TB in capacity being supported this time round, along with the main charge and data transfer USB-C port just below. Nothing really out of the ordinary there. On the bottom of the camera are its flip-out feet, which make for quick mounting, and on the front, next to the selfie screen, is the protruding lens. Just like before, twist it off and you can swap it if it gets damaged. Quick and easy. Otherwise, waterproof up to 10 meters, the GoPro Hero 11 Black is no more or less hardy than its predecessors, but with DJI protecting its new Action 3 up to 16 meters, that puts the new GoPro on the back foot, with divers at least. On the plus side, the good thing about having the exact same dimensions as the 10 Black is accessory compatibility. The GoPro Media mod, which adds a microphone in, HDMI out, cold shoe mounts and better audio to the mix, works with the new camera, as does the Max Lens mod. You can also pick up the camera in a Creator Edition bundle with a GoPro Volta battery grip, a media mod and light mod, ideal for vloggers. I do wish GoPro would update its mounting style though, specifically taking note from DJI. While its mounting system for the new Osmo Action 3 is bulkier, it's much nippier, using magnets and clamps versus GoPro's screw and unscrew process. Note that DJI also introduced a front color display to action cameras years ago and GoPro followed suit by snapping that up. So there's a good chance the new touch display introduced on the Action 3, maybe even a new mounting system, might end up on the Hero 12 or 13 Black. Even so, there's no getting around the fact that GoPro's design has become iconic, and so most will likely be perfectly fine with the same design here. It worked well before, and it does so here too. And that goes for the user interface too. Upon switching the camera on with a fully charged battery of course, and stepping through the initial setup, there's no annoying activation, but you will find you still need to connect to the GoPro Quick app straight away in order to apply the latest firmware updates, designed to get you the most out of your new camera. It does take a few minutes, but is otherwise a seamless experience. Once complete, we find a very familiar menu structure, which has been tweaked and refined too, making it just as easy to use as before. Touch sensitivity is as nice as it was with the Hero 10 as well, and just as snappy, partly thanks to that GP2 chip. And we have all the normal swiping gestures that we've become accustomed to, so nothing new there. In fact, I actually feel the touch navigation feels slightly more refined here than before. While it isn't as colourful and inky as the AMO LED on the DJI Action 2 though, it's still bright and easy to use outdoors, which is always handy for an action cam. Of course, we still have the GoPro app, and if you have an iOS device, you'll get a slightly better experience than before. Connecting to the camera is just as easy, and we end up with that live view, which works perfectly well in providing a low-res image while remotely controlling the unit, as well as providing the ability to change settings. Switching between different modes is refreshingly quick and easy too. It's a clear improvement as things just seem sleeker and smoother, which is a definite win. GoPro have always had a decent app, and that continues with their latest flagship. No problems here at all. Everything just feels sleek and smooth like before, a really nice user experience. Moving on though, there's a reason why GoPro set the benchmark and continue to dominate in the action camera market, and it's not down to only their feature set, but down to sheer quality, which, like the Hero 10, is excellent. GoPro's become adept at getting the best from tiny pixels, and the new Hero 11 Black's quality is the best from the brand. As usual though, there are some extra shooting modes this time round. Super View is now available right up to 5K at 60, and 4K at 120, previously 4K at 60 was the highest. Similarly, still images receive a boost from 23 megapixels up to 27. There's also 10-bit colour across the board, making it easy for video editors to fine-tune footage and avoid issues like colour banding in the sky, particularly when shooting in GoPro's flat colour profile. This is all thanks to a new sensor, and it's core to some of the other new features too. Despite the move up from 1/2.3 to 1/1.9, those extra megapixels don't seem to have really translated to improved low-light performance. In essence, the new sensor is mainly on board to boost the Hero 11 Black's versatility rather than its image quality. In fact, it's what enables two of the main new features. If you wanted 360 degrees horizon leveling at 5.3K in the past, you'd have needed a Hero 10 Black with a special max lens mod. Now though, it's available on the Hero 11 Black out of the box. Horizon locking lets you loop a full 360 with your camera, and the horizon level won't budge. Available on other cameras at lower resolutions, the feature makes handheld clips look like they've been captured with a gimbal. It really is amazingly good, albeit at a very narrow field of view and with a noticeable drop in quality too. Another new feature is the more square-like 8:7 aspect ratio. One 8:7 clip captured on the Hero 11 Black at 5.3K resolution can be cropped into a square for Instagram, a landscape video for YouTube, even a portrait video for TikTok. While this sounds too good to be true, content shot in bright environments is packed with dynamic range and looks crisp, and thanks to the Quick app you can make a whole host of other edits too. A great feature making the camera more usable by a wider consumer base. Otherwise it's pretty much more of the same. GoPro image quality has come a long way in recent years. Last year there was that noticeable improvement in sharpness, and while there's no real change this time round, colours do seem to pop a little bit more without the slightly oversaturated look of older cameras. That's likely thanks to the new 10-bit colour, which will be appreciated by pro users having more data to crunch in post. Hypersmooth once again gets some love with the software stabilization now in its 5th iteration. Honestly, at this point the stabilization is so good it's hard to tell how it's been improved. Videos look as smooth and steady as you'll likely ever need. Other video modes such as time warp are all still present too and continue to work equally as well, if not a little smoother than the predecessor. In other respects, the Hero 11 Black is a more tweaked version of the Hero 10 Black before it. There are handy new Easy and Pro modes in the menus too, with the former making it more of a point and shoot experience. Where the Hero 11 Black doesn't shine as brightly though is in low light environments. But that's again nothing new when it comes to action cameras, and it's part of the parcel with such small sensors. Despite the night mode, standard video and stills capture is still low on detail and with plenty of artifacting. It's also pretty much the same with audio. GoPro tends to boost volume levels when recording so everything is amplified from ambience to voices. The 3 mics dotted around the camera are good, but can be a little indiscriminate with what it chooses to pick up. If you're serious about sound, you'll want to pick up the media mod with the camera, which is an added expense. But not only does this add a mini boom mic, which isn't much better than the camera to be fair, it also sports a line-in jack, so you can easily hook up a wireless option like a DJI mic, making for the ideal audio solution. Note though, the camera does get warm while recording, particularly at 5K and 4K at 120. Now saying that, I personally didn't experience any overheating as such. Saying that, my clips are rarely longer than a few minutes and I don't leave both displays on all the time while recording either. If you used its top settings in warm or hot weather and you keep the camera stationary, it's almost guaranteed to overheat. So shorter high-res clips and ensuring adequate airflow will help keep the camera from getting too hot while prolonging your recording session. As for battery life, the new Enduro battery in the Hero 11 Black has a 1760 mAh capacity and is a more durable battery than that in past gen GoPros. It can cope in the cold and lasts up to 30% longer than the standard GoPro batteries, which do still work with the Hero 11 Black mind. But Enduro or no Enduro, you'll still want to pack spare batteries for a long day or weekend out, or invest in a GoPro Volta battery grip. So, while the DJI Osmo Action 3 has a wider angle than the GoPro Hero 11 Black, if you want gimbal-like smoothness and clips for different social platforms, with 360-degree horizon leveling thrown in, the Hero 11 Black keeps footage looking incredibly smooth. Its 8x7 photos and videos are also easy to crop into landscape or portrait orientation, while still retaining ample detail for tall TikToks or 16:9 YouTube videos. On the flip side, it still has some familiar limitations, like low light performance and pretty average onboard audio. To be fair, those are issues that plague most similar action cameras anyway. Saying that, for pure image quality in both high and low light situations, I'd still give the edge to the Insta360 One RS with its 1-inch lens, especially when capturing slower, more cinematic footage. But the GoPro is leaps and bounds ahead in terms of the features and options it offers for more action-style use. It's more of a polished all-rounder. So the main updates this year have been the larger 1/1.9-inch sensor, 10-bit color, new 8x7 aspect ratio, and Hypersmooth 5. If you're coming from the Hero 10, there's maybe not enough of a step forward to make it worthwhile just yet. If you're coming from an older model, like the Hero 8 and before, the decision is much easier.